Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another show. This is day 7. Wait. Sorry. Day 6 morning session. So it's actually really day 7, but yeah, because we started a day late because Jamaica too no fun wants that the second and not the first, even though athletics started the first. But anyway, so this is day 6 of the athletic portion of the Paris Olympic Games. And yeah, this is another morning session as well. So we're up early. There's a lot to look forward to. But before we get into anything, the first thing we want to do, is wake y'all up. So wake up, wake up, wake up, guys. Y'all need to wake up now. Yeah. Why does that sound so weird? Paris not done yet. Paris not done yet. There's so much more action left, so much more opportunities for Jamaica to get on the medal podium. And yeah, we still have to be excited. Still have to be excited about what is to come and what to look forward to from a Jamaican perspective. Yeah, a few things gonna go our way. We get that. Okay, fine. Let's move on. We're moving on. Let me know who is here with me. So I see Black African. Look like old people gonna wake up this morning, man. I see Black African. What's good? Greetings, T. One Jamaica will say absolutely, and with that we get a flag shake. One Jamaica will say absolutely. Hey Damari, what's good? Hey Drew Ross. Like and share. Yes, guys, please hit the like and also the share button. I would appreciate that. Thank you. Hey Ashawani Baxter. Hey, what's good? So, while I'm waiting for a few more people to come in here, this track action starts, pretty much, right off the gun. So let me tell you what's up for this morning. We missed the track. I don't know what that's still. So I never know so them have one marathon race walk mixed relay. So that happened earlier on today, or this morning. And then we have coming up at 3:05 the men's high jump qualification. We have Romaine Beckford there, so look out for that. The women's 100-meter hurdles comes up at 3:15. So that's shortly. That's in a little over 20 minutes, right? And we have Akira Nugent, Daniel Williams, and also what's my firewoman name again? Her name is slipping me. Oh yeah, we have 3 entrants in it, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to the women's 100-meter hurdles trial. Jenny Brown, yes. Sorry for not getting her name off the rip. So yeah, Jenny Brown. Um, and after that, the women's javelin throw comes up. The 5,000-meter heats for the men. And then the women javelin throw continues with qualification group B. Then the men's 800-meter heat comes up, and we have Navaski Anderson that lines up there. And to wrap up the morning session, the women's 1500 meters repechage round comes up. And then for the afternoon session, we have the women's pole vault final, the men's 110-meter hurdles semifinal. Y'all know we have 3 Jamaicans there: Arlanda Bennett, Hansa Parchment, and Rashid Broadbell. The men's triple jump qualification, we have Jaden Hibbert. Was Jaden the only one that qualified from Jamaica? Let me just double check. Oh, Jordan Scott is also here as well. So Jordan Scott and Jaden Hibbert, right? Those two come up in the triple jump. Um, and that is the qualification round. Then we have the men's 400-meter hurdles semifinal. We still have all 3 entrants there: Jahil Hyde, Rashawn Clark, and Malik James King. Also coming up is the men's 200-meter semifinal. We only have 1 entrant left. Well, we only had two to begin with. So Brian Lavelle comes up there. In the men's discus throw, we still have the three athletes. We created history there, sending three athletes to the finals. So we have Roger Stoner, Travis Michael, and Ralford Mullins, right? So those are the three athletes to look out for in the discus throw final. Then we have the women's 400 meters semifinal. Still have all three entrants there: Janelle Bromfield, Stacey-Ann Williams, and also Nikisha Price. After that, we have the men's 400-meter finals. We don't have a Jamaican entrant that made it to the finals. And then to round out the day, the 3,000-meter steeplechase final. So that's how day 6/7 ends. And if you want to keep abreast, of course, of the schedule from a Jamaican perspective, you can always check the community section of my page. I have the schedule up. All right. So day six, sorry, is about to start. The track action will be starting shortly. And as I said, the first thing that comes up is the high jump qualifications, where we will have Romaine Beckford there. Let's see what's happening in the chat. Um, I don't know if I said hey Drew Ross. Hey Drew Ross. What do you think about Asafa saying he lost respect for Otto? Because of what he said about our good girl Elaine. I mean, I think Otto really stepped in it this time when he made those comments. Sometimes track is it's not what you say, it's how you say it. For sure. And he pretty much, made a pronouncement, for the end of her career, practically. And the reality is that none of us really know what's going to happen in the future. Yes, we can look at past instances and say, hey, XYZ athlete went through XYZ, so, their career ended. So more than likely your career is going to end too. But the reality is you don't know. You know what I mean? He could have simply pointed out, like many of us have pointed out, that, hey, her injury, woes and struggles will make it difficult for her going forward if she doesn't, get the correct medical team, to have that resolved, right? So simple, stuff like that he could have said. He didn't have to be like, it's she's done, done, done. Yeah, I've lost that. Well, listen, Otto was already, on a thin line for me, and child, he's already, through the door. I couldn't care less what he has to say going forward. To be fair. Yeah. Um and I didn't listen to the Asafa interview, but I did see the headline. I haven't had an opportunity to actually listen to it yet. So I listened to what he had to say later on, but I did see the headline. Um Hey, what is him? What's up? Reporting for duty. Carry on, soldier. Aye aye. Is it aye aye you say? Or something? um good morning, Chrissy. What happened? What was that? Am I too loud? Let me turn this down a bit. Hey Tensha, what's up? Hey Toyota. T, what you said about the seeding for the 400-meter hurdles came true. Warmholm and Dos Santos in um the same semi. Yeah. So ideally, when a heat is run, given the new rules, you want to make sure that you are because it's not just based on times, right, anymore. So ideally you want to make sure that you place first if you are the highly seeded athlete, so that they can streamline the semifinals a bit better, where you necessarily won't meet your biggest competition until the finals, right? That's the whole goal, right? But when things go awry because maybe you don't execute the best race because you're slowing down like a Dos Santos, then that makes things a bit more challenging for the how to streamline the actual semis, because they follow a particular order, and they're not going to break out of that. So unfortunately, you're going to find where multiple good athletes are going to meet up, and because multiple good athletes meet up in one semi, you find where in that semifinal it's going to be tough for another athlete that is good as well to make it through, unless they depend on a non-automatic spot, while you will see in another semifinal it's much more easy, and the time sometimes also end up being slower as well, right? So given what we are seeing in recent times in terms of the rules. I just hope that the best seeded athletes run to form, right, and actually win, so that we can see the semis streamlined in a better way than have one semi be ram packed with too many people, and then the rest of them being easy. Team, me know you must be tired. I am, but we still have a few days to go. We go until the 10th, I believe. So which day is this now? The 10th is Saturday, and today is Wednesday. So yeah, we're getting there, guys. We're definitely getting there. Um, Hansel and Grant in the same semi again. Oh, that's interesting. I thought we would have probably seen Broadbell and Broadbell and and Grant, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We all know how Grant is gonna execute, child. He doesn't switch out of that no time, no day. Hey Shamar. Um, I feel like we're going to have two Jamaican women in the finals, both Nikisha and Stacy. Janelle is pretty much in a really tough semi. It would be lucky. Stacey will be very lucky. I do think she can run sub 50 and potentially run a personal best. But the reality is that the 400 for the women's is stacked. It is stacked. You know what I mean? I don't even have America, medaling at this particular point, and how it has been for America in the 400s. That's always been a strong event for them. But I don't even have them medaling. Let's see. So I'm looking at Nikisha, looking at Paulino, looking at Kazmarek, Salwa, Shade. That's already 5 lanes taken up, and those are not even Americans, right? So just the Americans even making it in is gonna be tough. Oh, Rashida. So that's 6. Yeah, that's 6 people that I'm just rip off my tongue, that I'm assuming will be good for finals. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be tough for an American to even make the finals, much less. You know what I mean? So I think it's a stretch to expect Stacy to be in it. You know what I mean? But let's see how it goes. For Janelle, I think Janelle just has to get into her best running. I don't think we've seen her best running as of yet. Actually, I've been waiting on it, since her high school days, to be fair, right? But she's had so much struggles, from an outside, track and field perspective. But she says she's in a better place now. So let's see how that goes. I also did listen to her interview as well, after the heat, and she said that she's been working on finishing strong, because she wasn't finishing strong in the mixed relays, so she's been working on that, and she was pretty proud of herself, because she said when she came off the turn she wasn't in pole position, and she forced herself back in pole position, so she's pretty happy about that happening. I love how the Paris starts the day with the what is this, a hammer? What is this they're doing? I don't even know what it is. Let me see what it is. Okay, so there's some hammer thing. I don't know what it's called, child. But anyway, where they make, hit it on the ground a few times, like some war thing, tradition. I don't know, but I like it. Um, hi, hi, hey, Joseph Noel, what's up? Um, Locked in from Grenada with Kirani. All the best. Oh yes, and Kirani is in the 400-meter finals. We're looking forward to that. Kirani definitely has come back into his best running. And Kirani has been around for gosh knows how long. From 2012, he's been a winner, and he's still going today. So I love what I'm seeing from him. So let's see. Hope he can bring back a medal for the Caribbean. He's up against it. Clearly the Americans look strong, the Brit looks strong. You know what I mean? But Kirani is a warrior, and he's always conquered. So let's see what he does here. Um, they're showing the men's high jump now, so I'm hoping I can get to see a glimpse of Romain Beckford. Remember at 3:15, which is in about 11 minutes or 10 minutes plus, we will see the women's 100-meter hurdles. I believe they're already lining up. Well, those hurdles I believe are already on the track. Actually, I see Mutaz Esha Barshim. I believe Mutaz Esha Barshim will be retiring after this Olympic Games. Another athlete that was is retiring as well after this Olympic Games is Muriel Ohori Dems. She represents the Ivory Coast. After she competes with her team in the 4x1, she will be retiring as well. So we are gonna be seeing a lots of the greats that we've been used to seeing over the years bow out this season. I oh sir, yes sir. What did I say? Aye aye. What is aye aye for? Yes sir, yes sir. What's that movie that I love with the girl with the bald head? Child, what was it? Um, where she says Master Chief. That has to be my favorite line. I'm not gonna finish the rest of the line because it's something I say sometimes when I'm speaking to men. But anyway, if for those who watch the movie, they may know the line. I don't like Ilian from a long time. Maybe I'm not sure, but he certainly rubbed Jamaicans the wrong way. That's for sure. Especially now that I'm looking around, I'm just sad. What's going on. The reality. I think somebody posted in my comment section. I remember after the women's 200-meter finals, semi-finals, sorry, and no Jamaican made it in, and I just felt this. Oh, I just felt overwhelmed and really, really sad, and it dawned on me why I felt so sad. Earlier when I was reading a comment and somebody said that the commentator said that Jamaica has not been in a final in the 200 meters since 1976. And I said, this is why it hit me so hard. This is why it hit me so hard. Jamaica hasn't had an entrant in that 200-meter final since 1976. I was overcome. I definitely had to take that break. I couldn't believe. I was stunned. It's like knowing how good the people that you have entering is one thing, and watching them run and not making it is another. Because I pretty much think the expectation was that they probably weren't gonna make it. Given that we didn't have a Sharika, but actually, witnessing it hit different, man. It definitely hit different. So right now I'm definitely missing an Elaine, and I'm hoping that she's just able to get things sorted out and we can see her get back to her best and just represent Jamaica at the highest level. Um Rashid is with Roberts. T, we're up on the medal table now. Well, we've been on it. Remember, say a four medal we have now, three silver and one bronze. So we have the bronze from Rajendra Campbell. That was the first medal that we got. And then we have Shanika Ricketts with the silver in the triple. So Rajendra shot put bronze through 22.15. First Jamaican ever to get an Olympic shot put medal. So a lot of history there, and of course he kicked off our medal table, and then Shanika Ricketts gave us silver in the triple jump. She jumped 14.87 meters. And then, of course, we had Kishane Thompson give us silver as well in the 100 meters for the men. He ran 9.79. And then we had last evening in the long jump, Wayne Pinnock, trust me, saving face for us on our independence. It made me so excited. It made me emotional as well because I was happy that we were able to celebrate something from a track and field perspective on that day. And yeah, he gave us a silver medal jumping 8.3 6 meters. So yeah, we're on the medal podium. No golds yet, but we're there. We're there. Our presence is being felt. Um, Now, Nikisha gonna cruise and let Paulino think she has her number, then shock her come final. That's what I want her to do. I don't want her to try to go with Paulino. It's not necessary. So I'm hoping from a coaching perspective they told her this. I know American coaches, approach things different from how Jamaican coaches approach things. So there's always the oddball that he tells her to just go out there and win, which is not something that I want per se. Um, Otto done messed up royally this time. Me can't help him. How dare he make negative comments about our national heroine, Dr. Sanjali Thompson hero. Child OD Olympian. Child. I don't know what I don't know what possessed Otto to say the things he said. I don't know if America has been on such a high, NBC has, been spreading their propaganda as it relates to who is the fastest woman alive and, fastest ever and all this extra stuff. So I don't know if he got caught up in all that and forgot, what was really going on in reality when he said those things, to be fair. I don't know. He looked like he lost it for a second. When them finally gonna give Elaine her statue outside the National Stadium? Shake my head, LOL. They better hurry up and come with it. Um, yes, she will do enough to qualify. Then burn the track in the final. I hope so. Hey Siobhan, what's up? First Olympics we don't medal in the 100 since 88 and the 200 since 76. It's crushing. It's definitely crushing. I think the blow hit me really hard though. I came to terms with the 100 somewhat, but when you're telling yourself that you're okay with something and then you realize later on that you're not that okay. And I think after the 200 everything just came, crashing down on me, and that's when the realization came that wow, this is wild. You know what I mean? And seeing Jamaica not there is crazy. um Hey Cosmic. Also T-Mobile, what T-Mobile? Germany table tennis king will be retiring. Okay, after this Olympics. Okay. I don't know. I don't know any of the table tennis players actually. Um, Changing of the guard. Yep. Good morning, Leighton. Um, the finals was for sure missing the Jamaican flavor, the absence of the black, green, and gold. Me- mess with the tension. Tracky, that movie was GI. Yeah, GI Jane. You're right, GI Jane. I watched that movie so much growing up. One of my faves. I swear. Um, no T. I was asking where we are in the middle table. No. Okay. All right. Sorry. So we are 49. So we keep rolling down the medal table, unfortunately. So we're 49th, and simply because we don't have any gold medals. So even if a country has one medal, then they'll rank higher than us simply because of the quality, which we already understand. So we just need to get at least a gold medal at this point to get pushed up. Let me see where that one gold medal will push us. If we get one gold medal, it pushes us since we have what, three silver, right? So let me go up to where our silvers rank some of these people. Okay. So if we get one gold medal, we would rank behind Spain. So that would put us 27th if we get one gold medal. But just remember as well that a lot of these other countries will be medaling, so what I mean? So the ranks will be changing a bit. But if we get one gold medal, it pushes us up to 27th. If we get two, if we get two, the most we're going is 18th if we get two. So we have a lot. We have to try to get the goals if we want to move up the podium. Really, if we want to make any kind of moves on the podium, we have to get some gold medals. Um. So early phases of the high jump going on. Still waiting for the women's 100-meter hurdles that begins in 2 minutes. Hey, Fluffy Evertight, what's up? Furthermore, you best not be telling men what Demi told Master Sergeant in the movie. What sort of foolish shenanigans is that, Chucky? No comments. No comments. But sometimes, especially on the channel, I won't lie to you. Like sometimes some people come at me and I'm like, I'm into one of these fields that is dominated by men and you're attacking me like this. I'm like, why? I'm like, brother, Master Chief. That's how I feel. You know what I mean? But anyway, no, 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 no. We're talking about a movie, okay? You don't know that movie. Asafa Powell said he lost respect for Otto for saying what he said. I think a lot of Jamaicans lost respect for him. I've just, I don't care anymore what, people have to say. I'm just moving on, and just, carrying our athletes on our backs. All that matters as far as I'm concerned is that Jamaica doesn't give up on our athletes. You know what I mean? All right, so let's get into the first heat. Alicia Johnson comes up in that one. So let's jump into that. The women's 100-meter hurdles is exciting because I said that I believe we could have two finals genuinely, right? So this is gonna. You remember how the men's 100, gave us, history with all men dipping below 10 seconds. This is gonna be one of those things. You know what I mean? It's so crazy. So in this race, hmm, so Janet Brown comes up with Alicia Johnson with Toby Amerson. So, okay, Nadi. Oh, make up them eat here. So eat them. I go look. Boy, anyway, they take three, and the next three to advance non-automatic, and then everybody else goes to the repechage round. So I saw them and heard it's like, okay, look here. No wonder me say we can make two finals, cause if Janique and well, let's forget Janique for a second, cause she's not necessarily running at her 12-3 best, right? But if Alicia and Toby can't in at the same um heat, then what I gotta tell you? Jeez. Anyway, let's go. Let us go. Set. And they're off. Oh, Janet gets a great start. So does Alicia Johnson. Toby Amerson on the outside is running well. Janet Brown is running well. Alicia Johnson now looks like she's moving to the front. And here comes Toby Amerson for the win. So it will be Toby Amerson and the Janik. Okay, great. So Janik gets an automatic spot in. Toby takes the win, 12.49. Alicia second. Good running, good running. Toby has definitely arrived. Alicia. Alicia is a trip. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I like athletes that are exciting to watch. Um so Johnny got a great start. So did Toby, so did Alicia. I think it was good running. But Toby has a superior top end because she's the faster athlete. Remember I talked about the flat speed. And that's one of the reasons why she was able to break the world record. She is simply fast, and that is why I'm giving Akira Nugent the gold. The only thing that is separating these athletes, I believe, or the only separator I can find in my brain, given how well they're doing, is to go down to their speed in between the hurdles. And the one that is the fastest is Akira Nugent. So that's why I was saying Akira the goal. But to how things are looking right now, starting off with a 12:49 from Toby Amerson, she has definitely turned up and she's definitely ready to win her first Olympic gold medal. Alicia Johnson also qualifies 12.61 and Janet Brown qualifies 12.84. We have on the bubble right now 12.85 and 12.92, right, from Mako from Japan, and Sidoni as well. So those are the athletes. So those are the times at least to look out for. I don't believe these times will make it through, on the bubble. To be fair, well, no, there were three, I believe. So I don't believe any of these times will make it through on the bubble, given what I'm expecting is to come. So most of these athletes will be going to the repechage round. All right. So, yes, Steve, BBC got rid of the golf to show track. Okay, that's good. Um, St. Lucia is in 33rd place in the medal count. Jamaica is 49. Please, St. Lucia is way ahead of us. They have one gold and one silver. Jamaica has three silver and one bronze. Yeah, that's because again the medal table is done by quality. So gold will always outrank silver, and silver will always outrank bronze. Right, so that's pretty much how it goes. So you could have one gold medal and everybody has silvers. Let's say, for instance, nobody else won gold medals, but a country won one. then that person would be sitting at the top of the podium, even though they only have one medal, while everybody else may have 50 million medals or 60, whatever, and they just don't have no gold. That's just how it goes. Um, I'm excited to see the women's 100-meter hurdles. Yep, it's going to be very exciting. Um, why compare medal counts? What do you mean? Why compare medal counts? Toby looks quick. I'd love to see if they run out of runner to run the relay. They bring in Janique to run anchor and shock up Shakiri. LOL. Oh, okay. I don't think Janique is fast enough. Right now at least. If this was Janique at her best, given how fast she's gone over the 200 meters, then maybe. But from a mental perspective, it would be funny. To play mind games against Shakiri. That's for sure. It would be funny. All right. So the second heat is now on the track, and I see Jasmine Camacho Queen. So let's get into the second heat. So Jasmine Camacho Queen is here. Um, okay. Pia Schroz Lord, Chucky's, why am I doing this to myself? Pia from Poland is here. Who else is in this race? You see that I just not understand. How did Toby, what kind of time did Toby have coming into this race? What was Toby's season's best? Toby's season's best was 12:40. So how did a 12:40 athlete and a 12:31 athlete end up in the same heat? And we also had a 12:49 from the Ecuadorian. She didn't really run to her best, clearly. But we have three athletes that are 12 faster than 12:50. Let's put it that way, that we're in this heat based on season's best time, not personal best, but season's best, right? And in the second one coming up now, we only have two athletes, which is Jasmine Camacho Queen, and they're both 12 threes actually. One is 12:39 and one is 12:37. Again, that's his season's best. So see the first heat. Anyway, I'm just glad Johnny Brown made it out of this, because I feel like say something strange are going on with the seeding. Oh, and I know people are complaining about the lanes. I want to talk about the lanes a bit, because the lanes have been an issue. So I'm going to be talking about the lanes after this heat goes off. As a matter of fact, you know what? Since they're introducing the athletes, let me talk about it now. So I see a lot of persons have been having issues with the lanes, right? But I'm thinking people forgot that they changed the rules, right? And this was last year in terms of how the lanes how the seeding for the lanes are now drawn, right? I think people forgot that they changed the seating for the lanes. So and the seating for the lane is different from on the straight than it is on the curve, right? And that is what is most important, right? So let me grab this photo, save. I'm gonna save this image so I can share this and show y'all. Um, where's my downloads? Downloads. Okay. Oh, I forgot to tell you that Sin December was in this race as well. So she's one to look out for as well. All right, so the race is on their marks. After this race, I'll go over the lanes again. The situation with the lanes. Um, man, why does this chair make me look so fat? And if I stand, I don't look so fat, but when I'm sitting, I look extra fat. Okay, here we go. Set, and they're off. Jasmine gets her typical, not the greatest start, but she gets into her running really well. She transitions awesomely. She is gone. Here comes Sydney Sember. And Pia, sure, whatever from Poland was second. So 12:42 for Jasmine Camacho Queen. Um, 12:42 for Jasmine Camacho Queen. So she's a defending Olympic champion, and she's turned up. It's always interesting to see how some of these hurdlers execute their race. Some of them run it really hard. Um, you know what I mean, from the first round. Sometimes I don't necessarily think it's necessary, but child, they do it anyway. I do think Toby looked better, or easier. Let's put it that way. Toby definitely looked easier in her running. Jasmine looked like she was going for it, and I don't understand why. Anyway, 12:42 for the win. Where did it go? Okay, 12:42 for the win. For Jasmine Camacho Queen, 12:72 for Sydney Semba, and Pia ran 12:82. Well, actually, I was talking about some of the times we're slow enough and they probably won't make it in as a non-automatic time, but maybe they will, given some of the third place finishers times here. But anyway, yeah, I think that was too much. I think what she was doing was too much, but that's just me. Toby looks quick. Yeah, she's definitely fast. Um, I'd love to see if they run out of. Oh, I think I read this already. The top for the library and athlete really is something. Oh, the spaghetti strap for the men. Or is it the women? I didn't see the women's outfit, but the men child, them spaghetti strap. Um, stand up tracky. All right, so this time I can't stand. See, I'm not that fat when I stand. See, it's not that fat. I'm not that fat. Wee, I can't with myself. Um, Good morning, McCarthy. Um, this is going to be so exciting. Yes, it is. Camacho is not playing. No T, the hurdler. The race that just went with Jasmine, it looked like the hole you put your neck through on your shoulder. Oh, I didn't see it. I'm gonna have to look out for them again. I'm gonna have to look out for the Liberian female athletes to see their outfit. But I know the men's, it's quite controversial. It's quite controversial. So I want to talk about the lanes, the lane draws. I'm trying to remember the rule off the top of my head, guys, but yeah, these things come and they go. I just move on with my life. So present, share screen. Okay. So they changed the rules, right? And this was last year because I remember. And so basically, the top four ranked athletes are given the pink seeded lanes, right? The next two ranked, and this is based on times and also placing. So where you placed for well, where you placed first and then the time next, right? And then the last two ranked, right? So this is what the old rule was. So they're showing you on the straight. Let me zoom this up a little bit. Okay. So let's assume this is an 8 lane track, right? But most tracks now have 9 lanes. So when it's 9 lanes, you have to count from two up, right? And when it's 8 lanes, clearly you count from one. So one and two will be for the last ranked athletes, right? And then three, four, five, and six will be for the top seeded athletes, and then 7 and 8 will be for the last two ranked athletes. This was the old rule, right? The new rule says that, and again, you adjust it if it's a 9 lane track. So in this instance, on a 9 lane track with the old rule, lane um 7, this is 7 and 8. So lane 7 here will also be a seeded, would be a seeded lane if it was the old rule, right? Now with the new rule, yeah, the seeded lanes are lane 1. No, sorry. So the last ranked lanes are lane 1 and lane 8. Right, so those are the worst two lanes. So you find where the non-automatic qualifiers usually get these lanes. The two that go through with the small queue, they get these lanes, right? Then the next two ranked athletes are for the athletes that place, let's say, second in the semifinal, but don't have the two slowest times, right? They would go on the lanes here. So lane 2 and this is the straight, right? And lane 8, lane 7. And then the seeded lanes will be 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So that's the rule. So keep that in mind when you're looking at the seeding, but it's slightly different now for the curve. On the curve, I'm not sure. I'm not sure why they have three lanes right here for this when it's supposed to be two, right? But child, yeah, something is wrong with this coloring right here, and I don't know why they colored it this way. But anyway, the old rule was the same thing as I mentioned. So it was the same thing for the old rule. So whatever was on the straight was on the curve. So the curve now is slightly different, right? The two inside lanes are the worst lanes. So those go to the two slowest athletes, the two that come in with a small queue. And then pretty much other than the most outside lane, which if you're on a 9 lane track, it will be lane 9, or if you're on an 8 lane track, it will be lane 8. All the lane, it starts to count outside in as seeded lanes, right? So that's pretty much it. Let's go to the next heat there. Who is in this? Uh, Samba Mayela is in this one. Masai Russell, the fastest in the world. Nadine Visser, Charisma Taylor. So I'm going with Nadine Visser, Simba Mayela, and who did I just say? Where's the other one? Masai Russell. So those are the top three, I believe, that will come out of this race. But there will be challengers. So let's see. Set. And the race is off. Masai gets a good start. So does Samba Maela. Samba Maela looks like she's leading. Oh my God, that was a horrible fall. Here comes Nadine Visser as well. It's Samba Maela. Masai Rossi is coming through the middle. Nadine Visser is on the outside. Who takes it? It looks like it's Nadine Visser actually. 12.53. Let me see who took it. Let's see. Who took it? Where is it? Okay, so separated. Oh no, they're tied actually. They're given the same time. Dead heat apparently. Looks like they couldn't separate them on the thousands, which is weird because given the fact that they spent no time to separate them as well. Let's see if this changes after the fact. But Masai and Nadine they're given the same time dead heat, 12.53. And then in third place was Samba Mayela, and she ran 12.56. Good running there. Oh my god. Oh yeah, she gets to come back for the repetition. Oh, that was the Jenny Ike girl that loves to dance at the line for Australia. She dropped. Whoa, and she fell hard too. Damn. Maybe she's just not focused on dancing and focus on you know, running. I'm just saying. I don't want to sound mean, guys, but yes, child. The sprint hurdlers say that if they try to slow down, it messes up the rhythm. Oh no, I get that. I get that. But there's still a way to execute your race without going all out, you know. And a good case is look at what Toby did versus what Jasmine did. You know, she was able to execute a good race. You know what I mean, without quote unquote affecting her rhythm and still, run within herself, right? Versus what I saw Jasmine do, where she just looked like she was just going all out. It's the same problem I have with, Grant Holloway, with the way he runs. I understand, going all out maybe in the well, not necessarily all out, but I understand executing your start, right? I always say, the athletes will be executing their start regardless of whatever they'll do in the end of the race, right? So I understand, going, hard in the start, if that's how you start your race, right? But if you're well clear of the people, yeah, I don't see the need to continue that way. That's just how I look at it. But yeah, I understand that hurdlers will mess up their rhythm if they switch things up. Till you go through the lanes, they're showing you Daniel. Come on, Masai. Please put the link to the lane information in the chat, please. No, it's a picture that I have on it's a picture that I have. And I had the information last year. I don't know where to dig it up. It's on World Athletics, though. It's in their rule book thing. Um, Grant always runs fast and always wins. Oh, so is he the defending Olympic champion then? I didn't know that. Sorry. Apologies. Yeah, he always wins. Good morning, gratitude. So back to the whole lane thing now. So the lanes are ranked from outside in. So what you would see as lane 8 as a typical bad lane on the curve is actually a good lane. It's actually a seeded lane. So I saw a lot of people complaining that why are a lot of the athletes getting lane 8? So a lot of the Jamaicans, Julian Alfred as well, was given lane 8, given the fact that they won, their semis and also ran a really fast time. Why were they given lane 8? Personally, if I was gonna go for a lane, I would still on the curve. I'd probably still go with lane as the best in my mind, at least. I would still say lane 6 and lane 7, right? So for like a Julian Alfred, and say you're giving what's her name, Gabby. Let's say Gabby, she did go into the semifinal, the final, sorry, with the fastest time, right? Okay, fine. You put Gabby in lane 7. I'd put the Alfred in lane 6. Yeah, that's how I would have ranked. I would not put Alfred in lane 8 because I don't think lane 8 is better than lane 6. Right. But I guess that is just the personal thoughts that we have given the old rules, because we're always led to believe that the outermost lanes are the worst lanes, when in reality, apparently, the outermost lanes are the best lanes, especially when running on the curve, because a lot of people don't want to run at curve that is too tight, right? Which is why, other than the with the most direct outer lane, which is if it's a 8-lane track, again it's lane 8. If it's a 9-lane track, it's lane 9. Then lane 8 is one of the seeded lanes, right? It's a good lane. So yeah, I think we need to forget the old rules. I think the old rules is what's probably messing with our thought process when we think about how seedings work, and when we see athletes being placed in lane 8, we automatically think it's a bad thing, when in reality lane 8 is one of the seeded lanes. Hey, Candy Cane. If Sherika did not slow down in what? Sherika would have won bronze in Tokyo if she didn't stop running in the heats. You're right. Grant has lost twice. Twice. Also, you put it twice. Okay, sir. I hear you. Oh my gosh. All right, I see Romain Beckford. So I'm hoping that we get to see his actual jump on screen, but they're showing Tamberi. I'm hoping that we get to see Romain Beckford jump. Come, Romain. Get up off of the bed, Tamberi. Come on, see Romain. I yeah waste time. Cause them go back to the hurdles. So how do you automatically qualify for the high jump? Let me see the height that you have to clear. I hope it's not like 331. I hope it's like 329 or something like that. Given especially the heights that people are clearing nowadays in the men's high jump. The high jump is not its best, I would say personally. Um, where's the high jump? High jump. Okay. So okay, 229. So you have to clear 229, or at least be in top 12. Okay, so here comes Daniel. I think this is Daniel. Um, So let's go over to the next heat, heat four. I think Daniel is in, yeah, Daniel is in lane eight. No, nine, sorry. So who is with Daniel? We have Ditaji Kambunji. That's Mojinga Kambunji's younger sister. So look out for her. Sarah Lavin is there as well. Okay, let me see times. Okay, there's this Marion Fori from South Africa. Okay, so look out for those athletes. Who did I say? I said Ditaji Kambunji, Marion from South Africa, Sarah Lavin or Sarah Lavin from Ireland, and also as well look out for Daniel Williams. I mean, personally for me, this is Daniel Williams' race, but I do think Ditaji Kambunji has been running absolutely well this season. She ran a personal best so far. So let's see how this race goes. Yeah, I think those are my top two. I'm gonna go Daniel and Ditaji Kambunji, along with if things go as planned, then it should be Marion Fori from South Africa taking the next spot. Um all right, so they're in the blocks, in their blocks. Set. And they're off. Okay, the Taji gets a good start. So does Daniel Williams. All right, those two have separated themselves from the field. It's the Taji and it's also Daniel Williams. Here comes Sarah Lovin as well. Daniel Williams goes away for the win. Sarah Lovin second and the Taji Kambunji third. Morning tea, still recovering from the weekend's disappointments. Yeah, so a few stats that many may not know, right? So Jamaica has not been in a 200-meter finals from since 1976 from a female perspective. And what did Damari say for the 100? No, we made it in the 100, but medaled in the 100 as well. I believe goes back to 92. Is that the year Damaria said? So yeah, it's been a tough week for us. Um but we still have athletes to look forward to. So hopefully again, as I said, we see our silver lining. And silver lining mean gold lining, really. Any update from the relay team? I did get some information on the relay, but I need to confirm it. So before I confirm any such thing, I would not be sharing it. And it's not all. It's not positive as well. So I'm not even want to think about it because it really stress me out. Um, why Williams looks so disappointed? She does. Hmm? All right. So Daniel Williams took the win. She ran 12.59. Sarah Lavin was second, 12.73, and Ditaji Kambunji was third, 12.81. So that's Jamaica, Ireland, Switzerland. Yeah, she's been working on that, Siobhan. She's been working on standing up. So from all season actually, I don't know if you recalled when she ran at the Jamaica Invitational, I believe. She ran at the Jamaica Invitational, and you could see the effort made to that she doesn't stand up off the hurdle, right? So she's been working on it. Clearly, it's gonna take some time for her to get it actually, but she's working on making sure that she keeps that. I don't know what the technical term is, but that little forward tilt that you have when you come off the hurdle and not necessarily stand all the way up. Because when you stand up, when you come off the hurdles, clearly you're losing momentum. So that she should always be, a little bit over, like this when she's running. But she's been working on it. I know that for sure. She's definitely been working on it. She gets it in some of the races, some of them she doesn't get it in. Let's hope that at the crucial moment she's able to execute it. 1988 for for the women. Yeah, me stress out. It has stressed me out. It has stressed me out. Me no know. Me just need after the Olympics here. Me no want to think about no more championship, you know. Jamaica should just cancel. No, guys, we're not quitters. We're not quitters. Nugent and Price still taking gold. Yeah, I have those athletes taking gold. Um, oh, she clipped the hurdle and grimaced. I didn't see her clip the hurdle and grimace, guys. So hopefully that didn't cause any lasting impact. Um, Danielle qualified with the slowest time so far. Personally, F star, I think Daniel did what was required. And that is just to make it through to the next round. I am not for running a heat how you run the finals. I know some people, run like that, but I'm not for it. I'll give you another example of this. I remember watching the USA trials with Masai Russell, and she was running fast from the first run, and I was asking myself, you know, if this was even necessary, given the fact that everybody would have even qualified from the heat. You know what I mean? But it really set her up nicely. For the world lead that she ran. 12.25 seconds, but I don't know, I don't necessarily agree with going so hard from first round. So here comes Akira Nugent, and she runs with it seems Grace Stark. So this will be interesting. This will be interesting. These heats are looking like semis. I'm not lying to you guys. These heats are looking like semis. All Devin Charlton in this race, yeah. Um. So heat five, which is the final heat, we have Devin Charlton, Akira Nugent. As I said, Grace Stark. Let me see who else is in there. Let me see some of these times. Okay, those are the only three athletes to keep an eye on. Devin Charlton has some pink color in her hair top, child. I don't know what that represents, but okay. Okay, Akira. You know, some tell us I love Akira warrior face. Akira can put on one warrior face when she run, you see? Jesus. It can take people out, I swear. All right. How do you not introduce some of the hurdlers in when they're all running so fast? You know what I mean? In the heats. I know they don't introduce everybody in the heats, but it's so funny given the fact that everybody in the hurdles is running, really fast, and you just won't get an introduction. That's tough. Grace Stark has this very interesting way of hurdling. I think she's the only one that I know that's hurdles. I'm gonna have to think back to hurdlers, but I don't think I've seen anybody run like this. She has this weird way of what I call skipping. It's like she's skipping over the hurdles. I think is that a good way to describe it? Skipping. It looked like she has skip. It's kind of interesting. So she spends no time on the ground. It's like to do to do to. So while everybody else is going she's going to she's doing to. It's interesting. All right, set. All right, the race is off. Devin Charlton gets a great start. Great Stark on the outside also gets a great start. Here comes Akira Nugent responding to this fast start by Devin Charlton. She's going with Devin Charlton. Great Stark on the outside is also running well. Akira Nugent takes it. 12.64 to Devin Charlton second and Great Stark third. Let's see the time. I need Akira to get that start. Um, Make sure she gets that start in the finals. I don't really care how you finish your race, in these rounds, really. I really want to see you execute in that beginning phase of the race. Um, yeah, I think it's Stark's unique way of hurdling, why she's actually so fast, because it's like she's skipping. So I don't even know how to explain it, but it's like when she skips, she covers so much ground. It's weird. Anyway, what was the times? The times are uh 1265 from Akira Nugent, 1271 from Devin Charlton, and 1272 from Grace Stark. So that was the third and final no, not third and final, fifth and final heat. So Akira ran a very controlled race, a very measured race as well. She did enough to take over Devin Charlton and just maintain that. You know what I mean? It's gonna be interesting to see what happens in the next rounds, given the fact that we still have, what I saw. I have to say Toby looks the best so far, but again, it's just the heat, right? But Toby looks amazing. I do think the defending champion also looks great. Jasmine Camacho Queen. Um yeah, I think those two have really separated themselves right now. And again, maybe that's because they were running 12 fours. Was it necessary for them to run 12 fours right now? I don't necessarily think so. So I think we'll really see the true reflection in the semi of where these athletes really stand. But as far as I'm concerned, some good athletes just won't make it in. You have Jaden challenging for gold. I'm hoping so as well. I don't have him for gold. I have him for silver. But let's see. Um, uh, great point. Black African. Cancel what? Are you quitting life because you have setbacks? And we all know how life is. Life stays beating you day in day out, and you still keep going. Um, After the Olympics, there's the under 20 championships in Peru. Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. I'm looking forward to that. From a Jamaican perspective, I'm looking forward to the girls and the boys sprints. And that goes straight from the ones straight up to the fours. I'm looking forward to the hurdles as well. And I'm also looking forward to a few of the field events as well. And I do know that Jaden said he wants to participate there as well. We'll see if he decides to go after the Olympic Games. But yeah, I'm excited. Nugent is a fighter. Akira and Dead don't blink. I wonder if Charleston will show up. Charlton. And she did show up. Nugent is a fighter. She don't like to lose, but the Bahamian girl also talented. Yeah, she's the world indoor gold medalist and record holder. What I will say is I was expecting her to transition from that 60 speed into the full 100. It hasn't really changed where her standing is in the world, because she still ranks behind all the people that she ranked behind last year, incidentally. And now into this year, we have some of the new guns, the Masai Russells, the Grace Starks, the Akira Nugents, right? So I was hoping that that would have pushed her into the leagues of either low 31s, or maybe even a 28, not a 28, a 20 time, right, in something in the 12 tools. But we haven't seen it. Maybe it will come here at the Olympic Games though. You people are seeing stuff I'm not seeing. Did her hand get hit? I didn't see any of this. I don't know. Daniel doesn't strike me as the type of person to be disappointed that they qualified with a slower time. She probably would be disappointed with her execution. I would say that, but not necessarily time. I don't believe so. Still waiting to see the fast track. They must have left it at home. Exactly. I've been saying this all games since it began. Like, people kept saying fast track, fast track. Even the athletes I'm here saying the track is fast and bouncy, and I'm saying where? I don't see it. It doesn't rank in any of the most recent top tracks that I've watched, globally in terms of performances. It's nowhere close to Tokyo. God forbid Beijing. You know what I mean? Even London is faster than this. You know what I mean? So I'm like, what is this? This doesn't rank nowhere for me in terms of fast tracks, actually. Nowhere. In most recent years, as I said, given the technologies improvement, I'm gonna go from 2008 clearly. Beijing ranks as number one. I think I'll put Tokyo second. I'll put London third. Oh, there's Rio. Where would I put Rio? I mean, there were a few world records that were broken on it. Do I think it was like no? I think it's behind all the three I just mentioned, but it's definitely ahead of this place, for sure. So I still put Rio ahead of what happened right here. So me don't know what the fast because I don't see it. I don't know. Akira was looking sharp. Yes, she did. Beautiful hurdling ladies. Yeah, they looked good. Yes, Akira, Daniel, and Janique have all made it through to the semifinal round. Um, nope. Back then, Gabby was beating her up. What? Right. Yeah. So Sherika really went on a tear in 2022, not in 2021, because back in 2021 she was still losing to the likes of Mboma, and yeah, I think she did lose to Gabby as well back in 2021. So Sherika really went on her tear in 2022, and it continued in 2023. Um. Nugent is looking ready, but Devin looks like she's on official business. Okay. Um. Beckford cleared. Okay, that's good. They didn't show me on my end, or at least I didn't see it. Um, wasn't on the last stream. What did you think about the 1500? I had the worst experience with the 1500 because I believe on the penultimate lap, the feed that I was watching crashed, and by the time I got the feedback up, and I'd switched to a different channel actually because that feed just went down entirely. By the time I switched to a different channel, the 1500-meter race was over. Um, but given the fact that a lot of national records and Olympic record was set, and personal bests were run, I just think it was a fantastic race. A lot of people saying that Ingebrigtsen, misjudged the pace, and I'm thinking I don't necessarily believe he misjudged the pace, given the fact that he's one of the few. I believe only three people in the race didn't set a personal best or season's best, and he's one of them, right? And given the fact that he didn't run his best, he was just not fast enough this day. He was simply handily beaten by people that were faster, right, on this day. Because again, Olympic record was set, personal best, national records were set. So it was a fantastic race, but I believe that going in, we were expecting something spectacular, and I'm glad it lived up to expectation. I remember before the race started, I was complaining, saying, I didn't want it to be slow and tactical. You know what I mean? And then a crazy burn up in the last 200, right? And I'm glad that didn't happen. They took it out from the beginning of the race. So yeah, Ingebrigtsen took it out from the beginning. So you have to give him credit to that. Not a slow race. I hated the 5,000. It was way too slow. It was like they were walking. The women's 5,000, that is. It annoyed me to no end. So given what I saw, as I said, I thought it was a great race. But I thought he was just beaten by the faster people on this day. If he wanted to win, he could have run, his personal best as well. Happy for Janique, yes. Nugent almost fell at the eighth hurdle. Oh, really? Yes, Akira and Devin hit the eighth hurdle. Well, they have to make those adjustments. Eugene, Monica, Beijing. I can't count Eugene because Eugene isn't an Olympic track. I was talking about the Olympic tracks in recent years. Eugene is around from God knows what Kill Phillip, and it's always been fast. And even when they relay the surface, it's still fast. You know what I mean? So I don't know when it was built. I don't know for which Olympics it was built. If it was built for an Olympics, you know what I mean? But I'm talking about in recent times for Olympic tracks. Monaco again. Olympic track. I don't know if Monaco is too small to have been an Olympic track at any point, right? I don't believe it was. Um, Beijing, Tokyo, London, all the fastest. Paris don't match up. Yeah, Paris doesn't even come close. Um, the 110-meter hurdle semis is going to be loaded. All top contenders. Yeah. I do believe you could get two finals, but it is what it is. Come on, Daniel, making your Olympic debut at 31. Dreams never die. Facts. Facts. 4x1 ladies relay world record going to the USA. Don't remind me of how depressed I am about this relay. No relay talk today, guys. I don't want to end the stream being depressed. Let's tell you some results on the men's high jump. Let's see where is it? They're showing the javelin. Okay, high jump. Okay, which pool is he in? That's not the pool. He's in pool B. Okay. So Remain Beckford cleared 220 on his second attempt. So he currently sits in fifth place. And there are four people that are tied fifth place in pool B. And there are one, two, three, four. Well, no, there are four, yeah, four, and then there are four that are tied in number one that have cleared on their first attempt. So now coming up is the men's 5,000-meter heats. And I don't know if you all know, but breaking news was that the Ugandan champion and I believe silver medalist in the 10,000 meters, they were not able to sufficiently recover from the 10,000 meters and as such withdrew from participation in the 5,000 meters. Um, 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 um. I love Sherika and it sucks that she wasn't a part of the race. It definitely sucks. So guys, back to the what is this thing called again now? The rules for the seeding of the lanes. So when you see athletes in lane 8 that have won heats or won their semi, it just keep in mind that on the curve lane 8 is a seeded lane, right? On the straight though it is not a seeded lane, but on the curve it is a seeded lane. So keep that in mind. Okay, stop sharing. We haven't had any world record from this fast track. Well, if you want to count Mondo Mondo shattered a world record. Though it wasn't from the track, it was from the air. You know what I mean? Um Jaka was pretty much a pacemaker and had no strength or speed left. Oh, Jakob. Okay. As I said, I didn't see the final phase of the race, unfortunately. These Americans are on. Okay, guys, we're not gonna start this drug argument. Um, yeah, the 1500 was epic. Sorry, T, no relay talk today. Yeah. Yeah, it has stressed me out. It is definitely stressing me out, and can't take any more stress. My body can't take no more stress. The track at Hayward Field slash Nactone is variable downhills. Listen, when was it built? That's the first thing. And what was it built for? Was it just for collegiate running? What's the case with that actual track? Monaco's track stadium has the best looking design. I don't know, it looks kind of small, like really compact. You know what I mean? I swear to you, it looks like it's the smallest, 400-meter track I've seen, at least. Right? You can see so much space in between, other tracks, but for it just looks super tiny. So I don't know. T, I hope you're going to give your assistant a mother's patty and a cocoa bread today. He might forget by himself that the mother's patty and cocoa bread. He might forget by himself that. This a master, yeah, treat him too good. If me, if I have to pay you plus buy your lunch to something, right? Now this buttermilk. Me never have no job yet when me have to buy lunch. Sorry, where my lunch was paid for. I've never had those jobs. Oh Lord. He tried to push the pace, but they stayed with him. If he ran a tactical race, he might have won. I believe he may have thought that was tactical. I believe he thought that they couldn't go with him, and that's the problem. He thought he was faster. He didn't think that these people would be as fast as he was or run these. Remember, all these people ran personal best. They've gone to places they've never gone. He wasn't expecting them to do that, so he was trying to run this thing out of their legs. Unfortunately for him, all those athletes were in the best shape of their lives, and they all ran personal best. So as I said, if he ran a personal best, then he would have been in the conversation, but he didn't. Oh, it was built for soccer. Okay. And I mean football, child. I can't believe I just said soccer. Hey Christina, what's up? Um Built in 1919 for football, then 1921 for track, then renovated 1974, 2004, and between 2018 and 2020. Um, it's kind of interesting that a track that was never built for 1974. Hmm. Anyway, it's interesting that a track that was never built for any kind of Olympic presentation is so good. You know what I mean? It's interesting. I think it's one of the best tracks ever. The French are great at hosts. At hosts, the Olympics is not just track and field. Mister, wake up, Jacob. Me I gonna leave you alone. Will Camacho Queen win the 100-meter hurdles? Or defend her crown? Of course, she has a chance of defending her title. She's awesome. Um, but she will have competitors. If that's what you're asking me, there are quite a few people that look awesome going into the Olympic Games and look awesome that have turned up here. One such athlete is the world record holder, Toby Amusan. So if she wants to defend her title, she has to go through the likes of a Toby Amusan, also as well Akira Nugent. The three Americans look good as well. Alicia Johnson, Mashai Russell, um and Grace Stark. You have to think about Daniel Williams as well. Samba Mayela is always in the conversation as well. You know what I mean? So I'm not necessarily taking, the first round for some of these athletes, at absolute face value to say this is all they have. Because I know some of these athletes approach it as how I would approach it, just doing enough. So not because I saw you finishing down in third place, you know what I mean, and not necessarily executing your best race in the heat. That's a given. It's the heat. You're just trying to do enough to, get to the next round, especially when you take into consideration that, quite a few good people were also in the race. I don't necessarily believe that quite a few of them were expecting to go in there and burn up. I wasn't looking forward to a burn up, and I'm glad they didn't give me the burn up as well. So given what I'm seeing, yeah, I think all those ladies are still in the conversation. It'll be interesting to see if Jenny Brown can get anywhere close to her personal best and be back up in the challengers. But as it stands right now, those are the main athletes that I'm looking at. Did I miss anybody? Oh, and Ditaji Kambunji is another one. Yeah. Yeah. Some of the top contenders unfortunately won't make it, and that's just a fact. I mentioned Grace Stark. And that's part of the reason why I said not winning your heat didn't tell me that they didn't have more to offer. That was just the heat run. You know what I mean? It's expected that they're not gonna give you their all in the heat, but we're gonna see a really good semifinal. You know why? Because without passing the semifinal, there's no final, and these girls all understand that to make it to the final, they're going to have to run. So you're going to see a burn up in the semifinal. I'm not asking you. I'm telling you. The semis are going to be fast, fast. I was replying to someone in the comments that said that the French are terrible hosts. That's not true. I mean, the French as hosts, like as people themselves, they've been absolutely great as far as I'm concerned. Um, However, hosting the Olympic Games hasn't been the best experience for a lot of the athletes, and I'm talking about athletes that have come out themselves and spoken to you know how it's been there. You know what I mean? I can use one word that Stephen Francis used, and you can't necessarily fault the French per se, because my assumption is that when you're hosting an Olympic Games, the IOC steps in to make sure that everything is run to the standard of what is required for Olympic Games. But Stephen Francis said, and what, in one simple word, it's amateurish. In everything that is happening, it seems very much amateur. This is not what is expected from an Olympic Games typically. And as I said, I don't necessarily think you can fault the French wholly for that. But it hasn't been the best experience for a lot of the athletes. The last time that Jamaica did not win a medal in the 100 meters or 200 meters was 1964. If Camacho wins, USA claiming that medal. And then they're going to say we're hypocrites, huh? The heats and the semis do not predict the finals. Look at the weekend results. Are we talking about the sprints? What part of the heats are the semis didn't give you an indication? Um, who wrote this? Candy? What part of the heats didn't give you an indication of what would happen in the finals? I'm confused. Beckford cleared again. Okay, that's good. Let me see now. Let me go back and check the latest clear. So remember, the 5,000-meter heats are on the track. Um, I feel sleep. I'm feeling like I'm falling off this chair from sleep. This is weird. That's qualification. A, where's B? Okay, so Romain Beckford has now moved himself in second place because he qualified. He has cleared, sorry, his first attempt at 2.24 meters. So that's good. Tamberi is in first on countback because he's cleared apparently all his attempts on the first go. I know Romain failed the first attempt at 2.20 meters, but he cleared on the second attempt. So yeah, countback matters in in these events. But as long as he's in top 12, even if he doesn't get to 12 point not 12, sorry, 2.29, then he will be in the finals. Um Damn, just realized one of the birth athletes running in the 5,000 meters is from my home city. Oh, that's cool. That's cool. I've been there and they're okay, guys. Child, you're right. I was thinking of the French people, not the not from an athletic perspective. I understand better now. Right. So don't think about what is going on from the French per se and how they're treating the guests or the people there. I actually particularly like, and that's the only thing I've been able to see really, the fans in the crowd. The fans turn out, they're celebrating and supporting the athletes, so that's very good. I can't recall, other than London, well, clearly, Tokyo 2021 was empty, right? But London is the last time I can remember. Well, 2008 was good too. Well, then again, you tend to always have a good turnout at the Olympic Games, but this is impressive. I don't know if it's because we didn't see a turnout in 2021, which is why looking at it now and how much people are here, it's amazing to watch. Um, US would not even try claim that. We're too soft. Just let certain things go. Yes, see the sprints. All right, let's put certain things into perspective. When I say that the heats and the semi were a good indication of what was to come, especially the semifinals, my opinion doesn't change. It doesn't matter who won. It doesn't matter if you were carrying Noah Lyles for the win. It doesn't matter if you're carrying Fred Curley for the win. It doesn't matter if you're carrying Oblique for the win, or a Kishane for the win. At the end of the day, what we saw in the semis slash heats were a good indication of what was to come for a medal perspective. Because as far as I'm concerned, most people had Kishane in their medals, Noah Laz in their medals, Oblique Civil in their medals, and Fred Curley in their medals. Let me see the other outsider people were thinking. The Kenyan Ferdinand Omanyala was in it for, I suppose many Africans, but he didn't make it to the finals, right? But realistically speaking, in terms of what we've seen, I don't think many outside that were thinking Ferdinand Omanyala, to be fair, right? And the heats and semis showed us that, right? Um, who else? No, I think we got a clear picture who would medal. Because remember, going into that final, I said Kishane would win. Given what I saw in the semifinal, right? I said Kishane would win, Oblique would be second, Fred Curley would be third, and I said I'm moving Noah Lyles down to fourth. What happened? Noah Lyles won, Kishane was second, Fred Curley was third. No, Oblique was, way runner back, but still, out of those four athletes that I chose to be in the top four, three made it on the podium. So I don't understand when you say it wasn't an indication of what would happen in the finals. Not because who won isn't who we wanted to win. It was a good indication of what was to come, and that's typically what you see. If you go to the women's 200 meters, it was very clear that Gabby and Julian were the best of the two. Now, clearly, you can't foresee if the athletes will get too tired to execute their best race, or if they'll pick up an injury, you know what I mean, and not execute their best race. But for the most part, when you look at this heats and semis, you can clearly see who is going to medal, right? I didn't see any, even the women's sprints, even the women's 100 meters. Shelly pulled out. We could not have foreseen that, right? But I'm sure most people thought Shakiri would medal, Julian Alfred. As a matter of fact, Julian Alfred was in my top. I picked five athletes. These were the five I chose, right? I picked Julian. I picked, what's her name? Melissa. I picked Shakiri, and I picked two Jamaicans. I picked Tia and I picked Shelly. Clearly, Tia and Shelly, Tia made it to the finals, but Shelly pulled out. Tia placed seventh. But three of those athletes out of my top five made it on the podium. So again, it may not have been who you called in like the specific exact order, but it still gave you a clear depiction as it relates to who would have been a part of the conversation. The women's 100-meter hurdles is the most stacked race event at these Olympics, and it's gonna be. Is it the most stacked, given what I saw in the 1500-meter last night? I don't know. Let's put it this way: if after the 100-meter hurdles finish, and I see bare personal best, national record, Olympic record, then I would agree with you. But given what I saw in the 1500 meters, I can't agree yet. But I believe it's one of the most stacked. Shaman, all I'm looking and they can't show Romain. Yeah, they're not showing me at all. And I'm watching CBC. Oh, we're both watching CBC. So yeah, I haven't seen Romain at all as well. Paris is naturally the city of love. All right, we're not gonna get too much into Paris, guys, because we know what is going on with Paris on the back end. We see all, the interracial wars going on. So don't act like we don't know what's going on. What exactly happened with Shelly-Ann and her not being allowed? I don't think it had anything to do with her being allowed to participate in the 4x1. I think she withdrew. Um we haven't heard any official statement from Shelley and Fraser-Pryce yet. So again, this is going from sources. So sources say she picked up an injury because she didn't have enough time to warm up. Um, because she was barred from entering the warm up track because they changed the rules suddenly. Didn't let the teams know that the rules were changed, and as such, they turned up to the wrong entrance gate. They were told to go elsewhere, which was much further away. They possibly got there. Well, not possibly. They did get there much later. Clearly, I'm not sure how long they spent at the first gate before they left. I don't have a time frame on that, but given what I heard they got no time to warm up. Actually, even Shakira Richardson, I heard they got no time because Shakira was there. So in a sense, what Shakira did in the final was amazing because she got no time to warm up based on what I heard. So with that being said, um yeah, but I'm still waiting on official confirmation from Shelly. I haven't heard any. She gave a statement about people supporting her and she loves the support and so forth, but we haven't heard anything, specific, to speak to what exactly happened. I'm tired of Omeniala and I'm African. Don't say that. Don't say that, guys. Oh, Tia has matured. See, one example is Seville. He won his heat and semi and came last in the finals. No, I agree with that. But it still doesn't change my opinion. You know what I mean? Still doesn't change my opinion. You can't foresee mishaps happening in finals. If a mishap happens, then it is what it is. You know what I mean? But all things remaining equal, I think the athletes that most people were looking at did well, and they walked away with medals. You know what I mean? From a Jamaica. All right, let's put it this way. To be fair, the world didn't have oblique civil medaling. Let's be fair. The world has seen Oblique Seville already win his semifinal. Let's go back to last year at Budapest. He won his semifinal. What happened in the finals? Okay. So the world didn't have Oblique Seville medaling actually. The world had Noah Lyles medaling. And the world was probably looking at the defending Olympic champion, maybe. You know what I mean? Looking at Let's Tobago, possibly. I know they were looking at Kishane. You know what I mean? And they were also looking at Fred Curley. I know they were looking at Kenny Benerica as well. But I don't think the world outside of Jamaica was looking at Seville, given his history. Yeah, the 1500 was phenomenal. So I don't agree that the at least I believe both of them probably are tied in my brain right now until I see a separation. Um they have a stream just for the high jump. Okay. Oh yeah, I watched that interview. I'm gonna do a video on it. So when I do that video on it, then you guys will hear my thoughts. Um, yes, they were barred from warming up. Oh, they were barred from warming up for the semis. Oh yeah, they were barred from warming up for the semis. But still, my thoughts still remain. Shelly and Sherika just turned up for their contracts. Watch it on Sportsmax in USA for free. Peacock is BS. The brick guy is second with the sunglasses. Um, is from my home city and went to NCAA's and 2021 he won and then turned pro. The British guy. Let me see who he is. Let me see if I should probably know the name then. Um, he's not in Romain's pool. That means he's in pool A. Okay. Pool A. Wait, what? Nope. Do I not know the British flag, child? Which event are we talking about, Damari? It's not the high jump. Look here, Candy Cane. Leave me alone and stop. And stop bother me. Left me alone there, please and thanks. Oh, no, nobody draw me out, cause me don't tell you know how me feel about that race today already. When it come to oblique civil, and no cuss me out yesterday. So no nobody draw me out today. Or leave me alone, please and thanks. Oh Lord. Hinchcliffe is if the no, I know Louis Hinchcliffe. He won the 100 meters at the NCAA championships, and I know he's coached by Carl Lewis. Um, Shelly ran. Oh, somebody fell. Oh, whoa. That was a fall. I think at least four people. I think four people fell. Um, oh, it's the 5,000 meters you were talking about. Oh, I thought you were talking about the high jump because I was looking at. I'm like, I'm not seeing a Brit. I like the Clayton twins. They have done so much for Jamaica, yet they're still very young. Yeah, think we can all say we love them. Um, See, I never cuss you out yet. I haven't been on the chat for 2 days. Oh well, Candy, here one. Go back, go watch the portion of the live stream when we talk about oblique civil because I'm not going over it again. And that is precisely why I haven't done a video talking about oblique civil because I know how people are going to respond to it. I can't bother with the bagger. You see, sometimes when you point certain things out to Jamaicans, they take everything as something, as a war. So I can't bother. So may I leave oblique civil alone? Me leaving oblique civil alone. Oh Lord, I'm weak. See, I did not have oblique medaling when he saw Noah sprint out of the tunnel. It was over. Jesus. Jesus. I said, Noah, run out of that tunnel there, you see? And scream and jump and run up the track. Me, I said, Lord have mercy. Everybody psyched out. But it's so interesting because I listened to his post race interview. And he said that he saw Kishan hit the Dragon Ball Z roar. So he's like, so he's like, oh my gosh, he took my entrance. So how am I gonna enter? You know what I mean? And he's like, listen, I have to top whatever he did, I have to top it. You know what I mean? And he just said he went wild. So it was interesting. So the other athletes are just gonna have to know to keep their mental state, intact because no Lyles is gonna be no Lyles. That's not gonna change. You know what I mean? So either you come up with your own thing to try to dishevel him or something. You know what I mean? But it was exciting though. That little part where he ran out was crazy. Um, them start go for civil online already, and that is precisely why I haven't done a video. Um, Sometimes also Jamaicans take things too far as well. You know what I mean? So I am a sports commentator. I'll analyze stuff how I see it and bring it to you. It's not to spread hate, towards any athlete because at the end of the day, I love Oblique Civil. He's Jamaican, and I will continue to support him even through these times where I'm looking at it and things look kind of bleak. he's still Jamaican, nonetheless. You know what I mean? But certain things have to be pointed out in my view. So I pointed them out. You know what I mean? But I'm staying away from doing a video about him because I feel like it's gonna have the impact that I don't want it to have. So I'm not. That's why I haven't done a video on it. You know what I mean? So yeah. Um, the whole at the start, I really think it threw off the athletes, and then there was that as well. Um, the start did throw off a lot because I was just waiting there. And I think I was watching an interview with Asafa Powell, and he said he believed that when Kishane came out, he was ready to run. But then it's like he relaxed a bit because we never know when it was gonna go. Every minute you just heard the song going and going and going, and we're like, okay, when is this gonna stop? So he felt like, the mind frame that Kishane was in when he came out of the tunnel, that switched because the song was going for too long. Oh, the Brit fell trying to beef with the French. Ooh, that's interesting. Guys, it's all fair. What Noah does is all fair. I don't think we should complain about that. That's just tactics. If you can't hold your wits about you, then that's not Noah's fault. Um, my mom always says most Jamaicans don't have no critical thinking. Well, that's true. Um, can never understand oblique. Better hide himself in the semi and not surprise in the finals. I suppose. Kishane did not set himself properly in the blocks. It went down from there. You still a cry about the race or no? Look here. And nothing talk about to answer you. They have 4 years of bragging rights. We'll be back, trust me. They have 4 years of bragging rights and it's gonna kill me, absolutely. Oblique stated that the injury in his groin returned. We are no doctor to say it's not true. I agree with you, Abe Star. Siobhan, I'm tired for you about the 100 meter. Because when I win, you're tired for you about it. Lord of mercy. Let me check for my bookmarks that I did. I want to play a particular video. I thought the video was really nice, so I want to play it. Um, this was a video done for Shelly and Fraser-Pryce. Mr. Al no, me not see Remy and Beckford on my screen. Oh no. Anyway, let me share this video. I really want to play this video for you all. So, bum 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 bum. Pum 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 pum.
Dear Shelly, we've been there.
From Waterhouse to Woolmer's,
where you ran the 100 meter in a blistering 11:57 seconds.
To becoming the first Jamaican woman to win the 100-meter Olympic gold in the 2008 Beijing Olympics.
we were there when you defended your title in 2012 at the London Olympics.
Proving to the world once and for all, never to doubt Jamaica's pocket rocket. 2-time individual Olympic gold medalist, 6-time individual world champion.
You've turned the Jamaican flag into an emblem of excellence, waving the black, green, and gold proudly across the globe.
You've been our ambassador, or inspiration.
The embodiment of our collective hopes and dreams.
We were there throughout your moments of honor.
In 2008, the government awarded you the Order of Distinction.
Then you were made special envoy for sports.
And 14 years later, the Order of Jamaica.
Multiple Sportswoman of the Year awards. Digicel, brand ambassador. These are but a few of the titles you've earned.
But to us, you are so much more. You've poured your courage into our people.
And raised the hopes of Waterhouse.
Championing causes that will uplift Jamaican girls who will one day honor your legacy.
We have been with you while you dash through every transition.
From school champs to world championship.
From Pocket Rocket to Mommy Rocket.
From speed sensation to a living legend.
You are the very best of us, Shelly-Ann and Fraser-Pryce.
And you
make us proud.
I just want to wish you all the best.
Love Mommy.
Love Jason, love Zion.
One love.
Love.
Jamaica.
I swear that had to be the sweetest thing I watched when Zion said from Pocket Rocket to Mommy Rocket. That had to be the sweetest thing. I swear. That was nice. That was sweetly done. It was sweetly done. When Zion said from Pocket Rocket to Mommy Rocket, the tears came out. I was like, gosh dang it, man. She's been here through so much and she's still going. Yeah. Appreciation. And as they say, love from Jamaica. Absolutely. Absolutely. See, I saw something online saying athletes who record the same time in the semifinals and the preliminary rounds go to the thousands. But when it's the finals, the result is a tie and only goes to the hundredth. I've never heard that in my life. Where did you see that, Jermaine? If you have the link, put it up for me, please, in the chat, and I'll peruse that. But I've never heard that in my life. The only time a race is given a tie is if they can't separate you after the thousandth. So they don't pass the thousand. So if after thousand and them still can't find no difference, then yeah, it's a tie, right? But yeah, I've never heard that before. I don't know if it's fair to say. Well, then again, all right. Let's put it this way, guys. I don't want to compare the love and appreciation one athlete gets versus another, and the only reason I'm saying that is because they didn't start at the same time. Remember, they didn't start at the same time, so Shirley has been around for longer. So it's fair to say that Jamaicans would have more love and appreciation, for her than than a Shelley. And before Shelley came, Jamaica had more love and appreciation for Veronica Campbell Brown. And before Veronica Campbell Brown, Jamaica had more love and appreciation for Merlin Otsy. And you can keep going and going and going. But long story short is it's hard to compare athletes that don't come from the same generation. If they started at the same time, had similar accolades, you know what I mean, or were just super. Let's put it this way. Let's say Elaine started at the same time as Shelly and racked up at the same double that she has, which would be weird because it's hard for Shelly to win her two goals and Elaine have a double at the same time. But let's just assume in some wonderland world, Shelly would still be able to have her Olympic goals and Elaine would also still be able to have her double. That's the only way I think it's fair to compare the love both receive. You know what I mean? But given the fact that Elaine came around a whole 10 years later, practically, yeah, I don't think that's fair. Remember, Shelly is from 2008. Elaine came around in 2015, right? So that's almost 10 years difference. So it makes sense. Well, no, some volleyball already. It goes with the territory. Team not going to shut him trap. He's not going to shut up. But rightly so, as I said, originally when I came back after that win, my thoughts were and my thoughts remain. The winner is right. We absolutely can't say nothing to Noah because he is the winner. He has all the bragging rights. He can say whatever heck he wants to say, and we're just gonna have to suck it up. Until them time that we beat him, then sure. But until then, we don't have nothing to say. We can't say nothing. It's so weird having the nerve to tell a winner how to celebrate when we still haven't taken him down. You know what I mean? So let's take him down first. Let's take him down a notch. Let's chop down the tree, the giant jack. You know what I mean? At this particular point, and then we can say, yeah. But until then, we just have to go, stuff our ears with something and pretend we're not hear him. Oh no, what is this? It looks like Musha's Elsa Barshim picked up an injury. Jeez. And he's gonna retire after this, guys. It looks like his Olympic dreams have ended here because it don't look like he's gonna be able to do nothing after this. And remember, he's a defending champion with same Tambiri from Italy. They tied for the gold medal in 2021. Oh, he's my all-time favorite jumper. He at his best, he's well, not even at his best only, but he's just absolutely graceful to watch, as a jumper. And I remember in 2019 when he was injured for most of the season and out, or did surgery or something like that and was out. And he came back right in time to win that Doha gold medal in his home country. It was absolutely amazing. I remember the ovation that he got. It was crazy. I mean, Mutas definitely goes down in my books as GOAT in the high jump. I know there are people that came before him that also did well, but gosh damn it, man. He was also, and then the world record. The world record just seemingly always missed him when he was at his best. What is it? The world record is what? 2.45 or something like that, or 47, and he's jumped like a 2.43, right? So, um, uh, I always thought he would break the world record. I always thought he would be the one to break the world record, and here we are at the end of his career, and seemingly he seems to be out. This Paris Olympic Games has not treated the legends good at all. Personally, I love them both. But as I said, I do see the difference. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't see the difference, but I understand why there's a difference. And I think it's just because Shelly came before, and worse if you're living in the time frame of um or if you came after her and you're still running with her, then yeah. It's not like she has retired. Let's say she retired when Elaine came around, then people would have all the time to give Shelly Elaine all that new love, but Shelly is still getting the love, and it's kind of split down the middle as far as I'm concerned. Well, not split down the middle, you know what I mean? Shelly still has most of the love, right? It's like with Usain Bolt and Asafa Powell. As much as Usain Bolt was the one breaking the records, you know what I mean? Jamaica never stopped loving Asafa Powell more than they love Usain Bolt. Actually, they love Asafa more, right? Because Asafa came before, and Asafa pretty much opened Jamaica's eyes that, hey, we can actually do this in the 100 meters. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much what happened, or at least reopened the door. Let's put it that way, because people came before him clearly, right? So Jamaica still love Asafa more than they love Usain. And that's a fact. And that's simply because Asafa came before. If, Usain came before, then sure, probably they would have loved Usain more. Right. But it's just simple. I think I just chalk it up as that. Totally disagree with you because Noah didn't win. Carmetha, I think you should just let it go. See, we dislike because he's not humble, not for winning. I don't like this need for Jamaicans to want to humble people. You know what I mean? If that's who you are, naturally a humble person, then sure. But if you're not naturally humble, then why are we forcing people to be humble? I don't understand this need to be humble. Ingebrigtsen had me hollering yesterday. Watson, as I said, no one I know in track and field knows any rule that says it's only supposed to go down to the hundredth of a second in no final. You know what I mean? And if you can pull up the rule and show me Watson, then sure, no problem. But I've never heard any such rule. Kishane has to beat Noah every time they're in the same race. That's how I feel. I'm dying for the Diamond League to start, but because I'm like, I can't wait for Kishane. Every single time they announce Noah Lyles, they're going to say the Olympic champion, and then every single time at the end of the race, they're going to say, and Kishane defeated the Olympic champion, and it's going to sweet me. It's going to sweet me hearing it every single time. Every single time the headline is going to read, and I'm going to purposefully do it. Olympic champion beaten. So just look forward to it, my fellow Americans. Just look forward to it. Olympic champion defeated. Oh gosh. Carmeta, listen to Coach Riley. Listen to Mr. If you can pull up the rule, let me see that the rule, because I've never heard of any rule that says in the finals it's only supposed to be down to the hundredth. I've never heard that. Oh yes, they will say world and Olympic champion, right? So I will say world and Olympic champion defeated, world and Olympic champion beaten, world and Olympic champion steamrolled, world and Olympic champion destroyed. Y'all know my headlines. So Miss Hetty, next time there will be no doubt who the winner is. I swear to you. Go on his podcast. Guys, I don't want an opinion. I want the rule. If he's giving me an opinion, that's not the rule. I want the rule. Because I've never heard such a rule. Someone had mentioned a few days ago, why did they not separate the silver and gold in 2008 when Shelly won? Because they couldn't separate it. They couldn't separate it down to the thousand, not down to the well. At least as far as I remember, it was down to the thousand that they couldn't separate it. I don't recall it being down to the hundredth. I recall it being down to the thousand why they couldn't separate it. And as I said, they don't pass thousand, so I've never heard this. Don't pass hundredth in the final. So it's fine to use thousand in every other instant, but not use thousand in the final. How does that even make any sense? He has the rule shown on paper. So you mean to tell me that this rule exists and nobody knows but David Riley, and nobody has the rule book but David Riley, including everybody else that covers the sport. I like Ingebrigtsen's personality. I don't want him to be humbled. It's boring because she has no real competition. So that's why you find it boring. It's not the fact that she's broken so many world records. What makes things thrilling and exciting is the mystery that surrounds it. The fact that you don't know who's going to win at the end of the day. So you may be able to call a few favorites and say, okay, those people are the faves. But in reality, the race pretty much has to be run for you to determine who will win. You know what I mean? And for the most part, even with Femke Ball in the situation or in the conversation, it's like you can probably put the gold medal around Sydney neck already. You know what I mean? I believe that's how most people feel anyway. So it takes away the excitement of the event, because there's nothing different that is going to happen than, unless Sydney, something happens to Sydney, which is not what we're looking for at all, right? But yeah, I think that's what is missing out of it, the competition. So everybody just needs to get faster. Everybody just needs to get faster and compete with her so that it can make the 400-meter hurdles interesting, because I think breaking world records is, crazy, especially running the times that she's running is absolutely phenomenal. The problem is that when you're doing it all alone, year after year after year after year after year, after what, it just becomes, okay, what next? What's new? Is anybody going to challenge her? Okay, this is no longer exciting. This is no longer interesting. When in reality, what she's doing is excellent, phenomenal, crazy, but because there's no one close, it just looks like it's boring. Riley said it's used to separate a tie for qualifying. Again, I've never heard this rule. I've never heard it in all my years of listening to persons talk about rules in track and field. Even recently, I was, contacted about the same thing I was talking to you about, the lanes, and I was saying I know they changed the rule for the lanes in terms of which lanes are seated, right? So again, I've never heard this. I've never heard this, guys. So I can't speak to what I've never heard. And that's why I was saying, can you guys quote me the rule that actually says it? Let me do a quick Google. Let me see if they'll pull me up to the exact rule. Because Charles, I'm not scrolling through World Athletics Rulebook right now. Um, okay, finally they put Romain on screen. Oh, so he failed. What was that? 227. So where is he? So I could have sworn he cleared 224. Okay, yes. So right now he's in third because he cleared 224. But most people are out any because they wait a minute. Are these people out too? Or did they not jump yet? Wait a minute. I guess we have to wait a bit because it seems as though a lot of people in his group haven't gone yet. But in the first group, it's gonna be hard because you have quite a few people that have cleared 227 in okay, given what we're seeing here, it's probably unlikely that he makes it to the finals with a 224 clearance, but let's see. Let's see. Because he's already living on the bubble and a few people haven't even started their jumping. Rule for separating 100-meter races. If tied. Okay. Okay. I'm trying to follow. Okay, I'm trying to see a rule. Okay. Okay. A tie remains if judges are unable to determine the order in which any part of the athlete's body reaches the finish line. What kind of nonsense is this? This is nonsense. Okay. Anyway, let me keep reading because that first part sounds like nonsense. I don't know what they mean, any part of the body. But anyway, the order in which the athletes finish the race, um, as determined by the chief photo finish judge based on other timing mechanisms. A tie among athletes in different heats for a ranking or qualifying position is handled by considering the actual times recorded by the athletes who tied down to the thousandth of a second. Okay. If a tie has been determined for a ranking position, the tie shall be broken by a draw. If a tie has been Okay, so we saw this draw thing happen. When was it? Was it a world indoors and they didn't have enough lanes? I believe it was an 8-lane track and they didn't have enough lanes and they how did they do it again? I think they randomly did flipped a coin. So that's how the draw works, right? So if a person is tied dead heat and they can't separate you down to the thousand, then they'll flip a coin and whoever wins the coin flip is the one that gets sent to the final. Unfortunately, I've seen it once in my lifetime. I didn't even know that thing was a thing until I saw it, right? So there's that. So I know that rule, but that's if you're to make it to a final, not there's no coin flip for breaking places for medals, right? If you're still tied down to the thousands, as far as I'm concerned, based on what I know, my knowledge of the rule, then it's you share the medal, right? But anyway, let's keep going. um if a tie has been determined for a qualifying position for a subsequent round, the athletes who tied shall be placed in the next round. Which again, if there's no space for said athletes, then they have to flip a coin. If all who tied cannot be placed in the subsequent round, lots shall be drawn to determine. Okay, I want to see the rest of the rule. But this is showing me rules from 2010 to 2012. Are we assuming that this is the same rule in 2024? Okay, I don't think they've changed the rule, but okay. Um, I think I need. What is this they're running? The 1500 the 800 meter? Let's see what's on track, guys. What's on track? Let's go back to my schedule. Timetable. So okay, they're running the men's 800-meter heats, and Canada's Air Up took the win in the first heat. Is that the first heat? And after this, they're going to have the repechage run for the 1500 meters, which I'm certainly not going to be sticking around for. The more rest I get, the better, right? So I'll just be diving into my bed after this. Yeah, Air Up took this one. All right, so let's go back. Let me try to see if I can get this rule down a bit more. Separating medals. And races if tied. All right. Okay. Different sports have different methods of deciding Olympic, bro. What's this? Okay, this is not specifying track and field, so okay. I'm trying to find a link that puts me towards the direct rule so that I don't have to search through the whole blasted rule book, but I am not finding anything that is leading me directly to the rule. Okay, technical rules. Which rule did I just read a while ago? Rule something? Rule something did I just read? Let me go back on this page. I don't see the rule. Maybe they'll be close. Um, okay. Rule 167. All right, let me open the rule book. I was running from this, but let me open the rule book. 167. Rule 17. Child. Let's go all the way down to rule 167. Rule 39. Jeez Christ. Rule 57. Wait, where am I? There's no way I'm still at. Okay. Rule 251. Oh, go back up. Rule 191. Rule 186. I'm looking for 167. It should be in and around the same part. So even if it's not 167, it should be someplace close. At least that's my hope. Rules, 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 rules. Okay, I'm still in the 80s. Okay, I need to go back up clearly. Okay, ties. Rule 167. If the judges or the photo finish are unable to separate the athletes for any place according to rules 18 point, Lord God, maybe go up by rule 18. All right, hold on. So maybe go up 18.2, 19.7, 19.21, and okay, let me copy this again and open it in another part. I'll go per rule 18 point something. So 18.2 is the first rule I need to look at. 18.2. Wait. So why does that give me rules on the back? So me find rule 18 points. So they start run back. What the heck? 18. Okay, 17. 18.2. Okay. The athletes shall be placed in the order in which any part of their bodies, torso as distinguished from the head, neck, arms, legs, hands, or feet, reaches the vertical line or nearer edge of the finish line as defined above. Okay, that's the first part about any part of their bodies. You see how the IE part is important? Because when you say any part of the body, it sounds like nonsense. But yeah, anyway, let's keep going. What was the other part? So I said 18.2, 19.17. Okay. 19.1. Let's just take my time on the scroll. 19.1. Is it 17 or 71? What the heck? 19.17. So how many I see this already? I see 19.1, 19.2. There's no 19.17. Okay. 3 methods of timekeeping shall be recognized as official. Hand timing. This is just timing. Okay. Under rules 19.1.1 and 19.1.2 of the technical rules, the time shall be taken to the moment of which the body part, example, reaches the, all right, I got that. Times for all finishers shall be recorded. Okay, I got that. I'm not seeing this 19.17 rule that they're talking about. Okay. A system which operates automatically at the finish line but not at the start shall be considered. I want to see something that is telling me about the thousands versus hundred. Which one me see that? I want to see the breakdown. Oh God, how much rules do I have to go through? I don't have the patience for this trackies. As you can clearly see, my patience is running thin. Let's see. 19.21. Okay, let's keep going. I need to find 19.21. Okay, in conjunction with with an adequate number of assistants, the chief photo finish judge shall determine the placing of athletes, and as a consequence, their official times. They shall ensure that these rules are correctly entered in or transferred to the competition results system and conveyed to the competition secretary. Gosh, I need to see the breakdown. Times from photo finish shall be. Okay, I think I'm seeing it now. I see something about. All right. Time shall be read and recorded from the photo finish image as below. Okay, so these are just how they're read. I'm not interested in really how they're read. I want to know how they break a tie. Which other rule am I supposed to look at? 19.24. Okay. If after the application of Rule 21.1, okay, so let's go look at Rule 21.1. Qualification rounds shall be held in track events in which the number of athletes is too large. All right, here what track is. I'm gonna have to read this on my own time and then tell you my thoughts at the end of the day. But as I said, I never heard this rule before, so I'm gonna have to verify this rule, and if nothing goes so, because I've never heard anybody say you're supposed to stop at the 100th. Because trust me, if that was a rule I knew about, then I would be talking about it. I'm sure if that was a rule that Stevie Francis knew about, he would be talking about it too. If that was a rule anybody knew about, the commentators, every single soul, you mean every single soul that is covering the race doesn't know that there's this hundreds rule? That doesn't make no sense to me. I've never heard it. I understand that this came into effect in 2019. Maybe you should get the rule book. Well, I got the rule book. I still haven't seen anything clear, so I'm gonna have to keep reading. Well, if it's not done a lot, T, why will you hear about it? How many times have we had ties and I still know said rules that everybody else seems to know, but this 100, this 100th of a second rule? Remember the coin flip rule that I talked about? Until situations like this happen, I'm gonna have to keep reading because I don't know that rule, as I said, and I'm have to keep reading it to find the actual part that talks about the 100th versus the thousands. Read rule 19.23. So you know the rule, Carmet, and you have me a search through the, look here, you see how you're on a serious, on a serious bad. The first thing me ask you for the rule number, And you tell me if you go all about the place and not give me the rule number, and all of a sudden you have the rule number. Have all great man not read nothing. Let me see what she said. 19.23. That's 19.24. Okay, for all races up to and including the 10,000 meters, unless the time is an exact 1/100th of a second, the time shall be converted and recorded to the next longer 1/100th of a second. Example. Okay. Right, I get that. For all races on the track longer than 10,000 meters, I forget that. That's not necessary. For all races held partly or entirely outside of the stadium. I'm assuming it's 19.2 231. I mean 19.23.1. Is that it? 19.23.1. For all races up to, so everything underneath, including 10,000 meters. So everything 10,000 meters and slower, right? Or shorter, sorry. Unless the time is an exact 1,000th of a second, the time shall be converted and recorded to the next longer 1/100th of a second. But that's how they're recording the times. This doesn't speak to how they break a tie. So the time, so in a sense, what they're saying, at least my understanding from what I'm reading here, is how the times are displayed. So, and that is exactly what they do. So when a race is run, you see 9 points, say 8-7, right? You don't get 8-7, yada 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 yada, or whatever those additional figures are. If you're supposed to bring it to the thousands, you know what I mean? They always round it to the hundredth, so you always see 9.87. The 200 meters, same thing. But when we get to the point where we're supposed to be breaking a tie, that's where we start to look past the hundredth of a second and go to the thousand. So in the case with Noah Lyles and Kishane Thompson, clearly they were tied down to the hundredth. So now we have to look past the 100th and separate them by the thousand. But the rule I have in my head says you don't pass the thousand. So even if they're tied up to the thousand, then they're tied, they share that medal, right? But there's nothing here in this rule that you're pointing to, Carmetha, that tells me about a tie break. This doesn't tell me about a tie break. This is just telling me how times are recorded. That's clearly how we know times are recorded. Read 206T. What I'm looking for is the tie break rule. Is 206 the tie break rule? T, we're not as bright as Coach Riley after all with his 2 engineering degrees. You're right about that. T, read rule 206 and settle your brain. All right, this is okay, 206. I guess I'm going back down to Bush. Let's go back onto this page. I'm at 167 on this page, so let's just scroll down to 206. Where am I? I don't even know where I've scrolled to now because I can't even see the rules anymore. Where are the rule numbers? Give me a rule number. Okay, 181. All right, so I need to go some more. 188. Okay, I need to go some more. So also in the rules in the 180 is long. Okay, rule 200. What you tell me for rule 206? 20. 6. Okay. 206. Wait, I feel like me going back. Oh, what is? How me going back down and look here, page. It's like how me have to scroll through hundreds of pages here, so please don't annoy me any further. Rule 2. Okay, I need to go back. Rule 200. Alright, let me not scroll so fast. I seem to be jumping it. Rule 10. So how may I move from rule 10 to rule 206? Wait, something I write here, so. Rule 200. Combined events. So where's rule? So we jump from rule 200 to rule 10. Guys, this is something that mad me. Because they don't have the rules in order. They have the rules based on not how the rule number apparently. So I don't even know where to find rule 206. I wonder if I can find the 206. Control F. Do they write it as rule? Let's do it that way. This should have been easy. There's no rule 206. There's no rule 206. Is it 20.6? Did I read that message wrong? Guys, there's no rule 206. Is it 20.6 and I'll tell me if you look for? I'm confused. I am very much confused. I am confused. Guys, nothing about the rule I read speaks to tie breaking. It speaks to how the times are recorded, not how the times are broken. So if there's a tie in a race and a medal needs to be, given out, how do we break that? No rule I read speaks to that. But then again, I don't have 2 engineering degrees. Oh Lord, I've got to leave that there. I've got to on my own time Google try to find this a rule here, this tie break rule, and see what rule it is, and then I will see. Read in front of 200 because I think it's 201. Look here, I'm all over this something here. I try to find the right rule and the rule doesn't exist. Okay, I'll hold on to not caving in. I'm good. Don't know anything about 206. We must agree to disagree. Have a great night. Kishane won. Okay, Carmela. I can't make this up. I didn't find a rule 206. So that doesn't exist. I don't know if it's 20.6 or whatever. You know what I mean? Sharon and Karen shared the exact time. That's why they shared it. Yes, the exact time down to where. We're not disputing the fact that they shared the exact time. We're saying where can you not go past. So apparently, based on what Carmetha is saying, what's his name again? David Riley said that you're not supposed to pass the 100th of a second, which is, in essence, Noah Lyles and Kishane Thompson both ran 9.79. The 79 is the 100th of a second, right? They should not pass that. So it should actually be just a tie, and we leave it at that, and they should share the medal. But I was saying that I've never heard of that, and I've heard that when we're trying to break races, right, you go down to the 1,000 and you're not supposed to pass the 1,000. So let's say, for instance, they brought the Kishane race and Noah Lyles race, and they still looked at the 1,000 and they weren't able to separate them down to the 1,000th of a second, then they would share the goal in that instant, right? That's the point I'm trying to make. So I don't know about this 100th of a second rule. I was trying to see the rule, but I haven't seen it. I saw a rule that spoke to how you record times, which is how we see times recorded. They're always displayed to us as times done in the hundredths of a second. So it's always rounded to the hundredth of a second, and we never see the thousandth or anything else, right? So I saw that rule, but I didn't see a rule that stipulates how you separate medals. It's rule 260.13 and da da da. T is caught in a conspiracy theory. Find the rule, yeah, T. But them not find the rule all know. So me don't know what to do. Cause you gonna tell me about rule, and then when me I try find the rule, me can't find the rule. The rule what? Rule 60. I don't see a rule. Is it rule 60? Is it a rule 260? Or is it just 260? 260 point. What you say? I don't see no rule like this, guys. You now quote me the right rules. Y'all are not you're not quoting me the right rules. It can't be 260.13. Cause just a simple search in the box to try to find any number that works with find any 260 point whatever doesn't bring up any 260 nothing. So it can't be 260 point anything like that. You have to quote me the right rules. Because no rule I've read so far has spoke to tie break. Let me just type in the word tie. Maybe if I type tie, me find something. Okay, Jesus, there are 72 instances of the word tie. I mean, I'm not fit with that. Okay, using tie to search isn't going to help me. Let me see if I use tie break. I don't. They would say tie break, but anyway, let's see. Okay, there's no tie break. They'll obviously have some other way of making reference to it. Rule 21 of the technical rules may cause a variation to be applied, particularly when there is a tie for a last qualifying position. And they keep talking about a tie for a last qualifying position, and they don't make reference to ties that involve medals. So I understand the rules around surrounding for a qualifying position, right? That they make that very clear. But I haven't found the actual rule for tie when we're talking about medals. Sorry. Um I'm not get Carmetha upset. Don't leave Carmetha alone. Carmetha said, I have my own eyes and minds, Kimani. Perfectly saying thank you. All right. Until I find the rule, guys, we're gonna have to put a pause on this conversation because I can't say anything about it because I haven't found the rule. And I'm gonna have to look. I have to look for it before I can say anything. No, I'm gonna look for sure. When it comes to Jamaica, I don't like people playing whistles, right? So I'm gonna look, you know what I mean, for sure, to make sure that there's no rule that talks about it not going down to the 1,000. Because as I said, I've never heard that before. So I have to find the actual rule. You know what I mean? But it's just interesting to me that in light of what you guys said, right? Or the persons that are saying that there is a rule that says that, why doesn't the majority of whoever is carrying commentary not know? You know what I mean? This is not the first instance of a tie that was separated by thousands in an event. You know what I mean? So why is it that we've never heard this until, this present day? That's the question I'm asking. My point is that the rule is rigged in favor of the Americans, because when it comes down to the thousands of a frame, this is subjected to electronic errors. Well, actually, I don't know about the electronic part when you talk about electronic errors, because the last time I checked, it was an actual person. So what I would agree with you is that, right, when it comes to the photo finish judge, being that they're human, then yes, I will agree that there are instances where I've looked at races and I thought to myself, how the hell did that happen? You know what I mean? Case in point, let's go back to when Akira Nugent? No, Brittany Anderson. When Brittany Anderson was given silver in the girls under 20 100-meter hurdles, I'll never forget. I asked myself who the hell read that photo finish, because there was no way Brittany was behind Chick. You know what I mean? Down to the thousands. There was no way she was behind her, but they gave Brittany silver. And I always thought we were robbed, because guess what? It's a human eye and it's a human educator. Yes, they have persons around them to, because it's a vote, I guess, maybe. There's the chief judge, and then everybody else looks at it and agrees and says, yes, we see it as that. You know what I mean? But I will agree with you with that. Okay, so we're up to Navaski now. In Navaski's heat, finally we get to Navaski. Navaski. Timetable. Me stress out now. Oh, no stress me out this morning with this Arulia. Me miss Navaski? Oh, good. Result. Oh, no stress me out with this boy. Me not telling you no lie. So let's see how Navaski goes. Oh, my hand middle is scratching me. Does that mean money? Does that mean I'm getting some money? Oh, I don't know if I said this, but for those that have sent me donations through PayPal, I just want to say thank you again. I don't get to tell you thanks on the screen this stream, because I don't check my email, unfortunately, when I'm on stream. But I check after, and I do see. So I just want to tell you thank you for sending the donations via PayPal. I appreciate it. No, so I feel I get a FT stock. Cause my hand scratch me bad. I'm one of them say you get in a Jamaica when your hand make a scratch in your jackies. I'm one of them say you get. The buildings are hot with only fans blowing hot air on the athletes. I don't understand why not in a France no have air conditioning. The building them not have air conditioning. The bus them not have air conditioning. Nothing. Okay, the race is off. All right, Navaski looks like he's going to be settling around at the back of the pack, potentially, or the middle, given how he's taking off. But remember, this 800-meter pace this is another event that has been going wild this year. So I don't know, cause everybody around 1 minute, what 141. Those are the times people are running now. 141, 141, 142. So this is gonna be tough pace for Navaski, but let's see what he's able to do here. All right, bell up. All right, so Navaski is currently sitting in 7th. All right, he's moving up now. Or he's trying to move up to sixth. Is he gonna be able to get into sixth? Because there's no more burn up now. The top guys at the front have serious speed. Serious speed. It looks like he won't be. He's trying though. He's definitely trying. All right, he's making a move now. Okay, here comes Navaski. Push Navaski. Let's see if he can get in. All right, Navaski. Ooh. All right, Navaski should have been sixth. It looks like. How much are the automatic people that get into this? They take 3. Okay, so Navaski goes back to a repechage round. So they only take 3. So he will have to head to the repechage round. Navaski ran a time of 1 minute. Where are we? Where's 800? It's okay. So he was fifth, and he ran a 1 minute 46.82. So not a bad performance for Navaski, given what he's done so far this season. But again, when you take into consideration, what's happening this season in terms of the 800s, a 146 is not considered, very fast, right? So let's see what happens when he gets to the repechage round, if he'll be able to get in one of those times, or at least placings, let's put it that way, to head to the semifinal round. Yeah, but that is it, guys, for the 800 meters. That is it for the 800 meters. Finally, you got it, T. Repechage. What did I get? What did I get? Lifestyle conic. What did I get? They gave the French people free tickets to fill up the stadium because it would be empty. Lord of mercy, a weak in the knees. No, sir. Poor France, them not host nothing again. Me not even know how them are going to host World Championship, because nobody not going to come back as a World Championship. Because you know what happens, right? There's a deal that, when you host the Olympic Games, you get to host the World Championship, a few years later. Not a few years later. A few cycles later, I would say. Let's see. When is Tokyo? Tokyo is next year, right? So that's what? 3 cycles. A 3 cycle that from the Olympic Games to 22, 23, and 25. Yeah, so the next 3 cycles, it will be in Paris. The World Championships will be in Paris. Yeah. I don't know how that go. Daryl Nita deserves a medal. I guess that is to say everybody that goes, Brian deserves a medal. What track is this? Is it though? 5:30 now. So I'm gonna go. Navaski has entered the repechage round. So what have we learned this morning from the proceedings? Romaine Beckford. Let me go look at the high jump. I'm gonna look at the high jump because I don't think Beckford made it in. But let me go look. Javelin results. 15-8. Da 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 da. Okay, let's go look at the main page then, because I can't look at it here. Okay, so let's start with the 800 meters then. So Navaski Anderson doesn't automatically qualify for the 800 meters semifinal. So it means he goes to the repechage round that will come up the following morning to try to see if he'll be able to make it into the 800 meters semifinal. For the men's high jump, I do not believe that Romain Beckford made it in, but let's see. Let us see. Let's see where top 12 are. Oh no, he's in. Oh, he's in. I thought, what? Me never see a whole bunch of people jump to 227. I guess not. I could have sworn I saw a bunch of people jump 227. And me there I say Romain Beckford they don't weird down pan the order, pan the pecking order. I guess not. Romain Beckford makes it to the finals. Whoo. All right. So Romain Beckford makes it to the finals of the men's high jump. Congrats to him. Olympic final debut. Yeah, my Jamaicans are doing it big. Okay. What's the next thingy? Oh, me not say Javon Harrison. Javon Harrison, I make it? Oh! The American Javon Harrison didn't qualify for the finals. That's a shocker. That's a shocker. Also, the Bahamian Donald Thomas doesn't qualify as well because he had no measurement at all. Who else would I be looking out for in this now? The Chinese Zhen Wang didn't make it. This is the Chinese that I like, or is this another person? I think it's him. The Chinese Zhen Wang didn't make it. That's a shocker as well. What kind of shit did these guys? I mean, don't get me wrong. I know that the high jump is seen, but still, I wasn't expecting this. Brandon Stark doesn't make it from Australia either. Wow, quite a few people fell out here. So okay, let me see who make it in now. Um, Shelby McEwen from America, Hamish Kerr from New Zealand, from Qatar, Mutas Eshabar Korea's Wu is in it. Oh, Wu is the one that I really like. So who is this? Wang? Zhen Wang. I know Zhen Wang too. But Wu is the one that I really like. Oh, he's from Korea. So sorry, I was mixing up Korea and China together. Apologies. Wu is the one that I like. Okay. Okay. All right. All that matters right now. Tamberi is still there as well. Let's see how this final goes. I'm glad that Romain made it in. So that's good. So in the men's high jump, we make it to the finals, and let's see what else is here. 100-meter hurdles, all women are accounted for, making it to the semifinals. Akira Nugent, Danielle Williams, and also Janet Brown make it to the semifinals. For the men's 800 meters, is that the last event that Jamaicans were in? Yeah. For the men's 800 meters, Navaski Anderson does not make it to the semifinal automatically, but he will have another chance in the repechage round that is coming up to make it into the semifinals. So that is it. That is the morning session track is. Give me one final talks because I'm about to bounce. T, that's not a shocker. He's been rubbish all season. Tia talk Chinese, LOL. I watch a lot of Chinese anime, so I'm not one. Well, then again, let me not even go along that line of thinking. Budapest did not have AC in the waiting area before entering the track. Just allow you to tell, because Budapest did have the little, is it the little waiting part where they all them did a wait? In this, I did well AC out. Well AC out. Me not even remember what them call that little room there. In there did well AC out. So me don't know what I want to say with Paris. Cheaper than cheap. Check the podcast by down the middle. They have information with the rule numbers to justify that JOA should have appealed the decision for Kishane to get his gold medal. Okay. Can you tell me the actual, name of the video at least that I need to search it for? Guys, I'm not going to go on a wild goose chase, because I also need to get some rest too, So, want to tell me which video I'm supposed to look for? Please and thank you. Because I really want to see the rule too. Because if there's a case that needs to be made, me I go help make the case. T, you're not gonna stay for Adele? No thanks. London and Kenya trying to hold 2019 World Champs. Don't know what other countries. It wouldn't be Paris's turn in 2019, would it? 2029, I mean. Oh, child. Are we going back to normal proceedings after 2025? So 2025. Oh yeah, we're back to normal proceedings. So it would be the next one would be they should get it 31. 31 should be Paris's year. T, you just like refuting everything you say. No, okay. No, Candy, sometimes I'm not even reading the name, of who of the comments. I'm just reading the comments. Most time I'm not even seeing who said it. I see that after the fact. So like no, when you said that, I went back up and I read the AC comment and I realized that it's you made the AC comment. Oh Lord. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go now. It's been fun. It's definitely been fun. This was a learning experience as well because if there is an actual rule that speaks to how you separate the athletes, that is not being applied by anybody, it seems, then something right in the buttermilk. But if one rule no go so, then check is mega telling us one rule no go so too. So I'm gonna check into it and see what the story is. Okay. I didn't get the video name from Sports Down the Middle. So I guess that's a bust. I'm not gonna go searching on a wild goose chase level. So when I say go and scroll through the rule book and see if I find it. With that being said, guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. I'll catch you guys in the next one, okay? And the next one comes up later today. Later today is gonna be exciting. Later today is gonna be exciting. Rule 260.1. Guys, me open up the rule book and if you don't believe me, let me share my screen and show you. You're probably not quoting the rule to me correctly because when I search 260, nothing will come up. Where's my share screen? Present. Share screen. Share. Okay. Share. See it? If I type in 260 point, you see that? The moment I type in point, do you see the 0 situation that comes up here, sir? I want to see this part of my screen. Hold on there. Let me see what you guys are seeing. Oh crap, I'm in my screen. I didn't realize that I was on the screen. Sorry. Oh wait, you can't see the whole thing. Hold on, you can't see the share part. Wait. I need to stop sharing. I need to share it another way. I need to present it another way. Present. Share screen. Window. No, not that. Entire look here. I'm confused. Guys, I'm gonna look into the rules. Okay? I'll catch you all in the next one. All right? Bye. Bye.